Leftist women cannot find leftist men to date. Ironically, the leftist men that they're looking for are fucking dudes. So the issue with trying to find leftist men as a woman is that there's gonna be, I think, probably 2 or 3 main things, right? So thing number 1 is gonna be the fact that they're very manipulative, right? Like they're leftists, but they're very terrible people. They are using leftism and feminism as a mechanism to help themselves feel good and to sort of remove any doubts that they're kind of providing no value to society at all. Because how could you be kind of like a nobody, a nothing burger human who's kind of like a net neutral if you're reading books that say women are great, right? These are all things that they believe. Anyway, so yeah, in the constant pursuit of trying to validate yourself and searching for meaning and identity in these political ideas, you end up kind of developing psychopathy, and you'll manipulate women to get what you want, and there's just this narcissistic dark triad traits thing. So that's number 1, right? Number 2, gay. Like I said, a lot of the leftist men, you know, listen, and it's fine. It's not, I don't care. Like, you want to fuck dudes, go for it. But, you know, that's sort of, anyway. Yeah, and then number 3 is the leftist men are going to probably just want to be single. If you're a leftist guy, it doesn't mean you want to deal with a leftist girl. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a fucking leftist and you like communism and you like whatever, it doesn't mean you want to deal with the fucking hoes that believe the same thing. It seems annoying as fuck. Imagine being a racist guy and you want a racist girlfriend. It's like, all right, I get it, but sometimes the racist girlfriend is just like, my God, like, are we still complaining about the blacks? Like, dude, I know, like, I get it every fucking day. It's just, oh, honey, I can't stand them. Oh my God, I know. You know what I'm saying? So it gets kind of annoying. I imagine it's like that here too.
Women are hopping online and begging leftist men to come out of the woodwork so that they can date you. Apparently, these girlies are being left high and dry out on the dating market, and when they are finding dates, they are accidentally going on dates with conservatives. So, leftist men, where are you?
That's also funny. I do think a lot of guys who lean right decide to masquerade their identities politically to fuck girls. And actually, I should say, I think this is happening. I know this is happening because I've done it, right? And I've done it very well. Okay, it's not hard. It's really not hard. Like, if you watch a little bit of like these, you know, types of videos where they talk about modern women or whatever, you'll hear the kind of rebuttals they'll get, and then you can just like copy the shit that they. It's so easy. It really is.
And why are you not dating these women? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better.
Okay.
Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Because today we're talking about a recent phenomenon I've witnessed online where leftist women are hopping online and saying, please, for the love of all that is good, I need a leftist man to date. I need a leftist boyfriend. And they cannot find their leftist boyfriend. I'm going to start off with this TikTok that's got 90,000 likes on it so that you guys can get
Okay, yeah, let's see it.
familiar with the problem.
So I don't know if anybody else is struggling with this, but
I'm going to read this. The rise of Trumpism and conservatism in male spaces is creating a gender gap in dating. Okay, so unfortunately, if the reality is to be trusted, which I don't know why it wouldn't, the polling and the data around this actually shows that women have gone farther left than men have gone farther right. So
on every date that I've been on recently,
but both things are true. Like, men have gotten more right wing and women have gotten more left wing, right? So 100%.
I find out that these guys are extreme conservative MAGA guys, and that might not be posted on their app.
Hey, but you went on a date with them, though, so what does that make you? Hold on, I'm covering her face right now, so let me move myself right here. But you know what's kind of funny, right? When women end up going on dates with these guys and they turn out to be right-wingers, I can't help but think, like, okay, that's kind of at least a sign that you do find these people attractive. And so I think if you had at least like the inkling to hear them out, you've already got one box ticked. You know, you already think that this is a hot guy. So it's like, you may as well try to listen to what he has to say, you know, help yourself, you know, at the end of the day. Also, these fucking eyes are crazy.
So you
Look at these crazy eyes.
not know that going in, and then I find out, and it's a big problem for me because I've been having these guys tell me that they have a lack or inability to have empathy for masses that don't directly affect them. I had a guy tell me last night that he doesn't care about people personally that are not in his life, or that
What do you think the word personally means? I had a guy who just said he doesn't personally care about people who he doesn't know personally. That's like how it fucking works. That's like saying that I like, oh my God, okay, I don't have to get into this because I think that crazy is kind of speaking for itself, but Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness.
And it doesn't affect him. Like, if it doesn't affect him, then
Listen, okay, also, I'm going to say this. I also think that what women are saying when they're discussing, like, the empathy famine with men, like, oh, men aren't empathizing with groups of people, it's like, well, because I think the reality is shit's kind of fucking bad for us. You know, if we had our shit sorted, maybe we could go on and talk about how bad it is for everyone else. But, you know, for most guys, they're fucking struggling. Like, one of my homies is making $2K a month, and that's, like, you know, not really livable, right? $2,000 a month, and he's doing anything he can to, like, fucking make money right now. And you think if he's going on a date, some girl's gonna ask him, like, what do you think about this? Look at this photo of this little Ukrainian boy. This little Ukrainian boy had his legs blown off by a fucking bomb sent by Russia. It's like, that sucks. But I also, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this dinner that we're eating right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, empathy can exist when people who are taken care of are taken, or people who need things to happen for them. Like, do you get people what the fuck I'm trying to say here?
he doesn't care about it. And that really bothered me, because I've had a lot of guys these days, like, tell me that they don't feel empathy for people of different socioeconomic statuses or going through different problems. And I think this was really heavily related to the ICE raids and lack of empathy for people losing their families. And
okay, I also feel like this is one of those things where I thought we all kind of knew that, like, the world is kind of cruel and it always disappoints and, like, bad things happen. Like, I thought this was, like, a known thing. I thought we knew that evil things happen more than good things happen, right? Like, she's sitting here saying, like, don't you feel bad for all these bad things? And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck does she think we're in Candyland? Like, yeah, we're, like, I truly don't get it.
their lives over these.
This is the sort of person where it's like, what do you want us to, like, take a moment of silence for, like, the fallen Ukrainian transgenders before we eat dinner? Like, I truly don't get what the point is that of talking about empathy, right? It's like, we're going to dinner and you're talking about the fucking ICE raids. What are we doing? If that was such an issue, you should probably just go home and raise money for them yourself.
Things. So as a, like, progressive person, but also as a person who really tries to care about other people in her community, I find it a huge struggle these days to date amongst the rise of Trumpism and conservatism in young men.
Okay, so there you go. She's laying out a little bit of a problem there. Now, I have a few little qualms with things she's saying. I have a feeling a lot of these men are not outright telling her they don't have empathy for any other group of people. I think she's interpreting their stance on an issue that way, but that would be the tendency of a leftist/liberal woman, in my opinion. And that is why it behooves them to date somebody who is also a leftist/liberal, but apparently they're having such struggles going out there onto the dating field and finding somebody who actually represents their values. And it's probably a mixture of different issues. I think men notoriously, at least a lot of them, do not care what your political affiliation is or how you feel about specific issues. They're looking to meet a good person, have a good time, and they just have different goals in dating. I find when I'm talking to women versus men, women are far more staunch about finding somebody who really, really toes the line of whatever ideology that they have. And rightfully so. They want to find somebody who shares their values. Men, it seems, are a lot more lax on those things because they feel like maybe there's wiggle room or that these conversations are not going to impact their relationships as much as women think they are. And before we unpack the issue any more than this, let's watch another one.
Yeah.
This one got, let's see, 40,000 likes on it.
Where y'all
I don't
finding
think there's anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Where is he? Where is he? Who of my people? Are you guys having liberal boyfriends? Who is liberal boyfriend? Raise your hand. Where'd you find it?
All right, so you're wearing a Taylor Swift The Eras Tour hoodie, and you're in bed basically complaining that you can't find a boyfriend who supports the identical things that you support, okay? So let's talk about this, right? One of the biggest issues is that liberalism as an ideology has unfortunately been plagued with a lot of characters. Okay, a lot of screeching women, man-hating women have what is the word when something is like the face of something? Have represent. I don't know if that's the right word. A lot of they are now when men think of liberal women. A lot of men, obviously not every man, and obviously not every liberal's like this. They think of a man-hating sort of psychopathic bitch, right? And so they themselves won't identify as liberal because if they identify as liberal, they're more likely to attract liberals, right?
It's such a problem.
Even if you agree on a lot of things.
It really is. It really is a problem. And if you don't understand why it's a problem, you just don't get it.
Also, she kind of looks like JoJo Siwa.
Not even a liberal, like maybe like a Democrat, like a registered Democrat. I just want to find a dude that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm really struggling. I know 70 million people voted for her, so there's got to be one that is attractive and my type and in the general vicinity.
So there
Dude,
you go.
Kamala Harris is fucking
I think this is
retarded,
going to
though.
continue to be an issue for quite some time, and I don't think it has really anything to do with this current administration or Trumpism or the rise of conservatism. I think it has everything to do with the fact that men are notoriously right-leaning, and we're in a specific political and dating climate right now that is not conducive
this
to
also
building
isn't
connections
new.
and creating relationships, particularly amongst left-leaning people. So set aside the fact that men already skew right. Men,
Yeah.
especially in the young demographic, are not approaching women right now. We read a stat in another episode where it said 18 to 25, that age group for men, 50% of them have never approached a woman not once in their entire life. They are not coming after you romantically. They are not pursuing y'all, not online, not in person. And it's because
She wants a puppet to agree with everything she says and does. I honestly, I think that what you're saying is totally right. I think it's partially about control and like dominion.
they're first afraid of being rejected, but they're
That seems
also
true.
afraid of something that's been created in the wake of the Me Too movement, and that is being labeled as a creep or harasser or getting an HR complaint for having pursued a woman. And I can't imagine any demographic of women that may experience that more than a left-leaning woman, considering that's where really the heart of the issue lies. That's where the Me Too movement is spawned. And while it is a well-intentioned movement, I think men are catching on. And they're going, I'm not gonna pursue you guys, okay? So most of the men are already conservative anyways. The ones who are liberal might have a little bit of a tendency to not be that pursuant when it comes to romantic relationships. And that might be why y'all ladies are being left high and dry, and why I'm seeing things like girls posting two delusional besties who think they're going to find a single liberal man on a night out. So they're getting all dolled up, getting all their makeup done, and they're not finding anything. Other women are posting their criteria. This one says, is it too much to ask for a liberal brunette man with a slutty mustache? So a few little add-ons there. But she's looking for her little liberal brunette man. Another one, and this one is a little bit more ridiculous than the others.
I've never seen a. It's like
Says-
oh, rich and 6'2". Well, there's a direct correlation with making money and being right wing. Like that's just true. So, and also, this is insane. A Bumble hoodie.
I've never seen a hot, rich, 6'2" straight liberal man who lives in New York before.
Nah.
Feel free to prove me wrong.
Also, wait a second. Hold on. I feel like this is kind of common. Like New York City, 6'2", rich liberal. I feel like that can't be even that hard to find.
So at least she's funny, okay? But they're out there looking for you, you liberal leftist men. They want to find you. They're looking for that pro-choice.
I honestly think like it's time to start lying about our ideologies, boys. It's time to just completely lean into the whole like fake it till you make it. Just pretend to be a leftist, pretend to be a liberal. I don't think
A-cab.
game is game.
Pro-feminist guy out there
Don't hate the player. It's time.
who's gonna wear that t-shirt that says, raise boys and girls the same.
Yeah. You're a tool, bro.
And I know those men exist. Now, I have a feeling some of y'all are playing around. Some of y'all are thinking these women are Boo-Boo the Fool, and you're pretending to be something you're
Yes.
not. But nonetheless, somewhere out there is men like this that exist, and I think they're looking for
Why lie? Why fuck with these hoes in the first place? Because sex is fun.
women today. So why aren't these women finding you? Well, we spoke about some of the issue, but I don't know.
Like, let's be honest. You're asking, why do you enjoy sex? That's the question you're asking.
There must be more. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down.
I would do that, but I have morals, ethics, and virtues. If I want to fuck, I'll just use my hand. Okay, so you can talk about morals, ethics, and virtues at the same time. Let me explain this to you. If you want to fuck and a girl is hot, and the way to do that is in order to have similar political views, it's time to start lying. I don't know if that's who gives a fuck, you know? Like, Jesus. Like, if you think lying is so fucking bad, then you know, the woman who's fucking using makeup and frauding like the size of her nose and frauding her cheekbones and fucking she has fucking lip filler in. So if we're talking about authenticity, she's not too authentic herself, so you can fudge your political leanings a little bit. Well, she fudges her entire appearance. It's like, are we acting like any of this is not even like the entire thing is rigged? Like the entire thing, everyone's just frauding to some extent, right? Everyone is wearing, like, men wear cologne. That's not actually how I smell. That's a fraud. Women are wearing makeup. That's not how she looks. She's wearing makeup. I'm a communist. I'm not really. I'm just kind of lying. It's like, I mean, obviously, if you want to find your soulmate, then be true to who you are. But until then, if you want to, like, you know, have fun and, like, you know, practice with girls or whatever, it's like, I don't think it's that crazy to, like, fudge what you think, you know? It's like, people think it's actually unethical because it's about politics, but people lie all the time about their interests and stuff just to, like, talk to women. Like, you know, you'll say, oh, I love that show, and you've never seen the stupid show she's talking about. They exaggerate how bad it is if it's politics. It's not. Literally not.
Why you think this is happening. Another thing is maybe there's a little bit of a masculinity issue on the left-leaning side. I don't mean to, like, throw shots or have you guys catch strays, but that might be playing into the lack of efficiency when it comes to building romantic connections on the left and why these women are struggling. Now, the women who aren't are bragging about it. The women who have these liberal boyfriends are posting those liberal boyfriends online and saying, haha.
That's a humiliation ritual.
This girl posted a video of her boyfriend that says 6'4", raging liberal, pays all the bills, not MAGA, obsessed with me, cooks, cleans, hates Trump, and is hot. Now I want you to take a look at that list. Raging liberal.
I mean, he's a good shape. I mean,
not
she's
MAGA,
she's probably I'm not gonna lie, she's probably a baddie for him to be doing
Trump.
all this.
3 out of the 9 things are about politics, which should tell you everything you need to know about leftist women. If you're looking for a man to date and you want
Yeah, that's another thing, is I feel like liberal chicks can be so enthralled with politics to where it's sort of all they care about. And I think that's the difference with, like, people on the right. They might be right-wing, but more or less they kind of just don't really care, you know?
cohesive, shared political values. Why not make that one bullet point on your list? Why does he have to be a raging liberal who's not MAGA and hates Trump? Could we say that in one phrase and not 3? But that just shows how overwhelmingly obsessed these individuals are with political affiliation and why it might be hard to find a man who, even if they are liberal, is going to be down like that with your political beliefs. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong, ladies, because I want you guys to have what you want, sometimes you put too much emphasis on towing the line of your ideology. And sometimes your ideology is not congruent with reality, and men sense that. That's why you're running into dating men who either don't care about certain political topics that you care about, or who are just outright conservative.
That's true, because, like, at the end of the day, if you hyper obsess over something, like, you're gonna understand if it's something that actually truly matters or not really fast by how people treat you when you tell them what you believe. If people don't take you seriously when you start talking about what you believe, it's more often than not because what you believe is just generally, like, probably silly. Like, that's just generally what happens.
And even worse than that, you're running into a nefarious group of men who are pretending to support your political ideology, and really they just want to be on the date with you.
I want this shirt, honestly.
And maybe worse than that, they just want to bang. So you need to watch out for the guy who's just pretending and putting on a facade as well. Now here's another woman who's bragging about her man. She says, big arms, didn't vote for the orange man, firefighter, not cop, because we all know these individuals hate cops, supports women's rights, Pro-choice can build me anything and a lover boy. Now, out of her list of what, 7 things? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 4 of them are about politics. And one says supports women's rights, and the other one.
I think it's because they know how much this credits them on TikTok. Like, posting this is a flex to all the other single bitches, basically. All the girls who are like, I want this, and then it's like, I have this. It's just women signaling to other women that they're achieving
Says
shit.
pro-choice,
Yeah.
as if those 2 things are not
Obvious.
often seen as the same thing in leftist circles. Again, these individuals are obsessed with politics, and we're seeing this more and more in the dating sphere and on the field here, like on dating apps now.
What?
Ladies are
How men on dating apps avoid saying they're
labeling
conservative?
their profiles as pro-choice or putting their pronouns, or they're immediately asking men who they voted for right out of the gate. And I can't think of a more unattractive thing when going on dates. And I'm somebody who likes to get important conversations out of the way. I want to know if we are running on the same line when it comes to values, things that are important to us, what we're looking forward to in our future, what we want our lives to look like, our relationship to look like. But when you come straight out of the gate, not only wanting to grasp every single bit of a political affiliation out of this person, but also judging them for not having the one that you want, you're gonna lose when it comes to dating. I can imagine there are even leftist and liberal men out there who are totally in line with what these women think, but these women are just too aggressive about their beliefs and wanting to date somebody who shares them. Just chill, let things breathe a little. I know this political climate is a little divisive right now, but you don't have to be divisive in dating. Date who
That's
you
true.
want, what you want, and find those shared values if that's what you're looking for. But my goodness, do not make 4 bullet points on your list all about politics where essentially they're saying the same thing. Now, this is a multifaceted issue. And I think for some time to come, we're going to continue to see liberal women and leftist women in particular who are complaining about not being able to find men out there on the field. And we've identified some of the reason why. Okay, men are not approaching women. This particular group of women is typically a group that says they don't want to be approached. I mean, they're notorious for saying they do not want any sort of male energy, and they're constantly...
I think that at the end of the day, this will probably sort itself out because, I don't know, I don't see the reality where we just cease to exist as a species. So I think we're probably going to like make it work eventually, and then women are going to start putting up with men more and vice versa. That would be my guess, so...